Day 2 at C2C Festival here in Berlin, and today I'm joined by Greylan James.
Yeah.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to be here. Nice to meet you too.
So, how's Europe been treating you so far?
It's been amazing. You know what? Like, we flew in, I played a show in Nashville, hopped on a plane, got over here, and everybody talked about the jet lag, and it's going to take a while to get adjusted. We've just been having a hell of a time ever since we got here. We've not stopped, and I just want to soak it all in, and Germany's been fantastic. We did Netherlands the other day, and it's just exciting to be here and see how the reach of country music and how big it's gotten. It's just pretty crazy to think that the little songs that we write in Nashville make it all the way out here, and people love them and live to them. Like, I mean, that's why we write songs.
Yeah. Now that you've mentioned the reach of country music,
Yeah.
I feel, or we feel, that country music has become very popular during the last few years.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
You know, I think, especially with COVID, I think people were really looking for real songs with real lyrics, and instead of just vibes that make you go to the club and go like that. That's awesome. I think people were really striving and really needing stuff with meat on the bone, and I think that's worldwide. I think people really needed stories that they could relate and live to, whether it was heartbreak, whether it's happy songs. I think that country music just fills so many voids that life gives you, and I think that's really been the biggest reach for it. I think people are really relating to it on a whole nother level.
So you've been actually writing songs for some other artists before you started singing yourself.
Yeah.
What were some things that inspired you in your songwriting?
Absolutely. Well, it's just that, the writing songs that people can live to and relate to. I think that growing up, country music really made me who I am. I mean, anytime I was going through a heartbreak, I would lean on country music songs. And anytime I was wanting to go party with my buddies, I learned how to do it from country music. And I wanted to be the person that puts that out into the world with my music and what I was writing. So I think I just always wanted to write songs that people can live to and relate to on a deeper level.
Now that you've so
yeah.
What made you make that switch from like only writing songs to deciding I want to be the one to perform these songs myself?
That's right. Well, I don't think any young boy worldwide, whether you're growing up in Europe wanting to do the music scene here or in the United States, nobody grows up really wanting to be a songwriter, just the person behind the curtain. You want to be out there in the limelight and doing the thing. And I heard my songs on the radio, and it was really cool, but I wasn't the one singing them. And it was really hard to explain to my friends, like, yeah, no, I'm making money doing this. And but I miss playing shows and getting out in front of people and doing that. And I really feel like now I'm really living my dream, and the dream I've had since I was a little kid.
So now that you've mentioned having that dream since you've been a little kid, you've actually signed your record deal last year.
I did.
And but it could have been a lot earlier because there was this letter that you wrote when you were 14. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh my gosh! So the head of Big Machine Records, his name's Scott Borchetta, and he's just a brilliant guy. He's signed pretty much everybody you ever heard on the radio in country music, and so when I was growing up, I just saw all these artists that were saying, hey, thank you, Scott Borchetta, for giving me this opportunity and signing me and getting me on the radio. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to write this guy a letter. I'm going to find his address. And I looked it up on Google, and apparently I nailed it because I took my first meeting with Scott Borchetta 10 years later. I think it's over 10 years later. I walk in, I'm like, hey, did you ever live at so-and-so, so-and-so? And he was like, yes, I did live there. And I was like, I nailed it, dude. And you never wrote me back. I just wrote a letter breaking down like my resume, and it was a long sheet of paper, which it shouldn't have been that long because I was only like 13 or 14. I really hadn't done that much, but I was just bright-eyed and ready for my opportunity. But I read that letter to Scott, and he had a tear in his eye, and definitely did the same thing to me because it was just the fullest of circles, and that just shows that if you manifest something, you can go out and make it happen.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah. So you are playing 3 more sets today here at C2C Festival.
Yeah.
So what can fans expect from your show here?
You know what? I just want everybody to have a great time, and hopefully hear some songs that they know that I've written for other artists, but also hear some of the stuff that I'm going to be putting out and that I have put out, and maybe they know it, maybe they don't, and maybe they go home and stream it. And I just want everybody to have a great time tonight. Let's get it.
So you're actually also performing the songs you've written for other artists?
I will be. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Did you ever write, or are there any particular songs that you've written for other artists where you were like, damn, I should have sang this song myself?
You know what? Sometimes I think that, but anytime that a song makes it out of my phone, when I record it on my phone for the first time after writing it, anytime, so many songs just live there for the rest of their lives and never make it out to fans. So anytime a song makes it out to people's phones and their earpods and all that stuff, I'm just excited that people are hearing something that I created, and whether I'm singing it or not.
Now that you've mentioned phones, I've seen that you use Instagram and TikTok a lot to promote your songs,
That's right.
also the unreleased songs.
Yeah.
Do you think that's very important for artists nowadays to use social media to promote their music?
Absolutely. I go back and forth because, I grew up in a time where, you had to find songs. There was something exciting about having to go out and seek songs that nobody else had heard. But I think it is such a powerful tool to get to the music out to people over here. I think that just shows the reach of social media, and I think that without that, I'd be walking over here thinking nobody's going to know who the hell I am. But now I'm meeting people out here that they know who I am, they know my songs, and I think that's the power of social media. So I think it's definitely a massive tool for small artists in Nashville to kind of take that rocket ship to the top.
It is. I'm not sure if it's true, but I think I read somewhere that your dad used to be an Elvis impersonator.
Oh my God, he was. Oh my God. Yes, you dug. I love that. Let's go.
So
you found it.
Yeah. How would you say has that shaped your relationship to music and songwriting?
You know what? I've never really connected it all the way to that, but sitting here thinking about it, I would definitely say that just growing up and having parents that were fearless, that when we were growing up, they encouraged us to go out and kind of take on that star personality and be the life of the party and the life of the room. And so my dad was never scared of that, obviously, dressing up as Elvis and performing for his buddies. But I definitely think it kind of gave me that mentality that, hey, I can do whatever I want and have a good time doing it.
Did you ever actually get to see him perform as Elvis?
I didn't. So he retired, unfortunately, when I was born. So he stepped out of the limelight for a little bit. But I've watched the videos a million times. Anytime he gets a couple beers in him back home, he starts pulling out the tapes. I'm like, oh, here we go. Let's go. He's like, I used to perform one time. Yeah.
Is it true that you actually play all the instruments when you're recording yourself?
Yeah. So I just put out a song called Ain't Thinking About You. And we talked about social media earlier and the power of it. I just teased that song once on TikTok. It blew up, and the record label was like, all right, we got to get that song out in like 2 weeks. And I did not have time to call anybody, so I produced the whole thing myself, played all the instruments on it, and we got it out in 2 weeks. And that was kind of the advantage of being able to do all that stuff. I was a nerd growing up just with music, and I wanted to be good at everything, not great, just so I could kind of fill any void that I needed to, and in a situation like that, it definitely came in clutch.
So there is this one new song that you've just promoted on Instagram a few days ago.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, or when it's coming out, maybe?
I've been teasing a lot of songs. I'm definitely about to start dropping a lot of new music, and today, actually, in Berlin, I'm going to be playing a lot of new songs and kind of seeing what people think. But Things That I Can't Change is a song that I teased the other day, and really got a great reaction, especially from other artists that are over here as well. They were like, hey, you need to put that song out. You need to put that song out. So I'm definitely talking to the label about what we want to put out next, and kind of see where we're going to go from here.
Now that you've mentioned other artists,
Yeah.
do you get the chance, being on these festivals, to actually watch sets of other artists or even your friends who are playing here?
You know what? So this is the first day I think we're going to actually get to see everybody. I know Connor Smith, who's actually on the same label as me, he's going to be playing right before I go on, so we're going to go definitely vibe to Connor right before we get out there and just be back there chilling. And but it was really exciting yesterday. I got to play Lauren Watkins. I've never seen her play live, and that was really exciting because she's going to have with Morgan Wallen. I'm really excited for her, and I've heard a lot of great things. So it was cool to sit there, listen to her songs, and I'm excited to kind of dig in the rest of the week and do it.
Now that you've mentioned yesterday, you've been playing there as a part of the Introducing Nashville thing.
Right.
So can you tell us a little bit and how that's different from the sets you are playing solo here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So Introducing Nashville is like a lot of guys like me and girls like me that are, that kind of are really new on the scene, that are putting out songs that are the first of three on these big tours. And it's just really exciting for people to see that, I think Morgan Wallen was one of the Introducing Nashville guys years and years and years ago. So I think that you're getting to see kind of a taste of what's going to be big in 3, 4, 5 years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So thank you very much
Let's go.
for talking to us today. And have a good show. We are pretty excited to see it later.
I am so pumped.